Welcome to day 125 of our school year. We have 55 school days left. Let's go ahead and get down our beginning fraction. Our denominator is 180 because that's our total amount of school days, and we are on day 125. Now we have to think if our numerator is prime or composite. Well, it ends in a 5, so that means it's divisible by 5. 5 is a factor. So that means it has more than 2 factors because it has 1 itself and 5. So it has to be composite. Okay, and just a reminder of our first 5 prime, 2, 3, 5, 7, 11. We have to do the prime factorization of both our denominator and our numerator. Okay, half of 180 is 90. 90 divided by 5, I can get 10 5s out, and then that's 40. I can get 8 more 5s out. Okay, that's even. I can divide by 2, and then 3, and 3. Here, 5. I can get 2 groups of 5 out of 100, and 5 groups of 5 out of 25. Okay, 5 and 5. So see, I have 5 times 5 times 5. This is actually called a perfect cube when you have 3 of the same factors that multiply to make it. So 125 is a perfect cube. 2 times 2 times 3 times 3 times 5. We get down our prime factorization here. 5 times 5 times 5. It looks like we have our 5s in common. It's our greatest common factor, leaving 25 in the numerator. 2 times 2 is 4, times 3 is 12, times 3 is 36 in the denominator. So let's go ahead and make our groups of 5. You do not have to make your groups of 5 like mine. Just make sure there's 5 in each, and your shaded is separate from your unshaded. Okay, the way I made my groups of 5, I have 2 in each row, so I can count by 2s to find my total amount. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36. And then here, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, and one more is 25. This is pretty interesting. Both of these are perfect squares, 25 and 36. All right, let's go ahead. Now that we've proven our division with our model, let's prove it with our algorithm. So we're dividing each by 5, so 180 square units inside. This side is 5. We have to find the missing side. Here we have 125 square units. This side is 5 units. We need to find the missing side. Okay, 20 nickels is 100 cents. 5 times 20 is 100. Numbers the same. Zero's the game. More on top. No need to stop. Numbers the same. Zero's the game. Bring the 80 up here. 10 times 5 is 50. Numbers the same. Zero's the game. More on top. No need to stop. Bring the 30 up here. 6 times 5 is 30. Numbers the same. Zero's the game. 20 plus 10 is 30, plus 6 is 36. Okay, here. 20 times 5 is 100. More on top, no need to stop. More on top, no need to stop. Numbers the same, zeros the game. Bring the 25 up here. 5 times 5 is 25. Numbers the same, zeros the game. Add these partial quotients together and we get 25. Now we need to check divisor times quotient plus remainder, divisor times quotient plus remainder. Since our remainder is 0 for both and our identity property of addition says when you add 0 it stays the same, we don't need to take time to add 0. 5 groups of 6 is 30. 5 groups of 3 tens is 15 tens plus 3 more tens is 18 tens. 5 groups of 5 is 25. 5 groups of 2 tens is 10 tens plus 2 more is 12 tens. 125, that matches our dividend, so that checks. 180, that matches our dividend, so that checks. So our numerator is definitely 25, and our denominator is definitely 36. All right, let's go ahead and fill in our data collection page. We are in trimester 3, week 1. Today is 3/11/2020. And our fraction for today is 25/36. Let's go ahead and get out our number line. We did groups of 5. So here, last one we have is 23/36. We have 24/36. That is equivalent to 30/45, 40/60, 60/90, and the simplest form for it is 2/3. That's our equivalent fraction in lowest terms. And then today is 25/36. There's no lines directly below it because it is our simplest form or equivalent fraction in lowest terms. All right, let's go ahead and put your number line away, erase your worksheet, and thank you for joining me.